Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. So let's get into it. 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. He answered me then, and said, Measure thou the times diligently in itself. When thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? Through the visions, through the prophecies coming to pass, we understand that we're closer and closer and closer to the end of this wicked kingdom and closer to the return of the second coming of Yahawashi. So again, that all starts with you paying attention to the signs, being circumspect to the prophecies, okay, watching what's happening, okay? You see, you don't want to be in the dark, okay? Because these people, they're seeing what's happening, but they do not know the times. They're not measuring the times. They're just living the moment, okay? We have to see beyond the moment, okay? And that's the most important. Because again, when we see these things, we know that Yahawashi is on his way. So we must prepare ourselves. Okay, just as it says in Luke 21. Because again, we know that the end of this kingdom will come to pass. It will come. It must come. Okay. So it says here. Here we go. Where can we start? Okay, we'll start at 22 and go down. It says here, Luke 21 and 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So all these things are already written. That's how you measure the time according to the Bible, according to the prophecies. Everything has already been written. They have to be fulfilled. They have to come to pass. So when these things, you're seeing it, when we're gonna go into the things that we are to expect, the things that we're waiting to happen, or that are happening right now, because again, we are living in prophetic times, which they're all prophetic times. But again, we are at the climax. We're coming into the climax of the story we call life. Okay, which is going to be the deliverance. Okay, the destruction of this wicked kingdom, Yahawashi's return, and the deliverance of the hopeful elect. Okay, of the elect and the great multitude. Okay, but again, it's days of vengeance. Okay, not only salvation, it's salvation on one hand, but it's vengeance on the other hand for those that did not do the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, you see, so it's not, as it says, woe unto you that want the day of the Lord, that waited for the day of the Lord. Okay, because you don't know what it entails. Okay, woe unto you, because these Christians, all these people that are waiting for salvation, who are not doing the will of the Lord, that don't even know his name, okay, that are in complete darkness, they're waiting for the day of the Lord, not knowing that it's not for their good. Okay, it's a day of vengeance. Okay, you see, you should move, and even those that are in the truth, we're not assured of that salvation, and that is why we move with fear and trembling. That's why we make sure that our garment is white. Okay, that we put on righteousness as a robe, to be clothed with the proper garments when Yahawashi returns, so that he may find us ready. Okay, so that we're not caught with our pants down when Yahawashi returns. Okay, because we know that if we are with our pants down, we're gonna be cast out, and we're gonna be lifted to judgment. Okay, so it says here, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon these people. Okay, so that's the situation, that's the scenario, that's the scene, and that the day of the Lord is going to be about. It tells you, I believe in Zephaniah, that it's going to be a day of gloominess, a day of sorrow, a day of great distress. It's not, and all these adjectives are not about good times. It's not about mirth. It's not about happiness. No, it's about distress. It's about evil. Okay, that's the time of the day of the Lord. Okay, because just as this wicked system was established on blood, lies, deception, and evil. Okay, and and violence. Okay, mainly violence and evil. Okay, that's exactly how the Lord will eradicate this system. Okay, with violence and evil. Okay, starting with America, aka Babylon the Great. And there shall fall by the sword, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive unto all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So again, pertaining to Jacob's trouble. Okay, and we are in Jacob's trouble. Okay, we've seen it. We've seen it. There's no denying it. Okay, there's no denying it. The target is on the back of the Israelites. Okay, and then really that really started since the time of the CV-19. Okay, because at one point they were blaming the Chinese, and then they turned around and they blamed the Israelites. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The blame went from the Chinese. The blame went from the Chinese to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And then from there, we saw the persecution only increase in the times that we're in now. Okay, while at one point they were seeking for the who was it? They were seeking for the Latinos. Okay, the Latinos. Okay, and then now with the ICE situation. Okay, by claims of deporting illegal immigrants. Okay, but now hey, the persecution might also go unto Jacob. Unto Jacob might also go into the Judah, the Levites, the Americans, African Americans, so called, and the Jamaicans. Okay, so called. Okay, you see, so really, all that situation is really a target. The target of all this hell is Jake. Okay, so it says here, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity and the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So there's gonna be great fear. It tells you that even the mighty men, those muscle bound killers, okay, they're gonna be in fear, okay, because the Lord is gonna bring great, wonderful, and outworldly things to come to pass on the earth. Well, these people won't have answers. Okay, they won't be able to explain the things that they see. Okay, they're gonna bug out. Okay, they're not gonna be able to stay sane after seeing the amounts of deletions that the Lord is about to bring on the earth. Even the most glorified soldier that went to war, that knows about bodies dropping, that knows about being in a fight or flight situation. Okay, even him is gonna be through in that day. Okay, so it says here, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. Okay, so already it tells you that there's gonna be hell, there's gonna be chaos, there's gonna be all sorts of madness happening on the earth, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming, piercing the clouds. So before Yahawashi return, there has to be a chaotic environment on the planet. Okay. Okay. And it says here, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Okay, so again, the mindset of an elect is whenever you hear a bad news pertaining to this wicked kingdom, whether it's economy, whether it's the laws, whether it's uh, what's it called, weather, the natural disasters, all these things are beautiful for us. Okay, wars, when you hear about wars, seditions of war, all these things are music to our ears, because we want these things to happen, because we want Yahushua to return. Okay, all these things are signs that allow us to understand Yahushua is on his way back. Okay, so when we hear these things, you shouldn't be in the same mindset as the people in the world. Okay, because they're gonna mourn. Okay, they're not in the right mindset. Okay, they understand. Oh wow, the economy is plummeting. Da da da. I lost all my savings for retirement. Da da da. This is all good for us when we hear these things, because again, that's what we're expecting. Okay, when the world is catching hell, it's good for those that are in the spiritual mindset. Okay, because we understand that the end is nearer than we believe. Okay, and he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. Likewise, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. So when you see all these things, and I'm gonna finish with Second Ezra 15 and 16 to bring out these things that we're awaiting. Okay. So again, when we see these things, okay, by measuring the times, okay, that's how we know that the kingdom of the Lord is on its way. And it says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth, meaning this kingdom, shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. So what is eternal? Our faith, or this, not our faith, this word is eternal. Okay, the words that of YAHAWASHI are eternal. Okay, and they're sure words. Okay, they're gonna they're gonna come to pass. Okay, you see, they're for sure words, like Macron would say. Yeah, and it says, so again, that's something that we can trust, and we don't have to second doubt that this kingdom will come to pass. This kingdom will fall. Yahushua will appear and save his elect. Yahushua already done. Yahushua already came on the earth. He already made himself a sacrifice. Okay, and so if he has done that, there's no reason for him not to fulfill the rest of the prophecies. Okay, because that's what he was written to do. It says it's written on me in the volume of the book. Okay, so not just when he was there, when he got crucified. Revelation tells you that he has to return. Revelation tells you that there's gonna be a war in heaven. Revelation tells you about him giving you a crown of life. Okay, so all these things have to come to pass, and that's what we're waiting upon. Okay, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that the day comes upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. As a snare. Okay, let's go into it. I just want to bring out that word snare. That was Luke 21. And I believe it's 25. As a snare. It says here a snare. It goes into a snare, trap, noose. A snare is in which birds are entangled and caught. Implies inexplicably sudden, because birds and beasts are caught unawares. Suddenly. Be not afraid of sudden destruction. We are not to be afraid, because it's not going to be sudden for us, because we're paying attention. We know what's going on. We're not in darkness. Okay? A snare, an example, whatever brings peril, loss, destruction. Whatever brings loss, peril, and destruction. And it's going to come upon the whole earth. And they're going to be trapped. They're going to be ensnared. They're going to be surprised. They're going to be caught unawares. Okay? Alluring to seduction of sin. Alluring by sin and a snare of love. Okay? It says a trap, figuratively a trick, or a stratagem, temptation, a snare. But really going to a trap. Okay, these people are going to be trapped back against the wall. They won't be able to deliver themselves. Okay, when they're going to fall into the hands of the Lord, and they're not going to be able to escape. Okay, they will not have answers for the situation that they're in, because the Lord is a great, knowing the terror of the Lord will persuade man. Okay, the Lord is gonna do marvelous things to these people, man. Okay, we can't even imagine, begin to imagine how the Lord is gonna make these people suffer for their pride. For For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore. How do you watch? By paying attention to the prophecies, being in tune with what's going on, watching videos, okay? Being in the scriptures, being in the spirit. That's how you watch. Okay, you pay attention to what's happening in the world. Okay, as it says, be not unawares of any small or big matter. Okay, you see, you have to know what's going on in the earth, man. Okay, as it says, knowledge is key. Okay, knowledge is key. You have the understanding of what's happening. Okay, lest you get trapped unawares, and it might happen that you miss some things, but that's the importance of the brotherhood. Wherever you don't see something, someone else is gonna see it. But now it's for you to tap in and get the information, because the information is out there. Okay, you see, there is no excuse for you not to know what's happening. Okay. So watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and stand before the Son of Man. Okay, because again, like I mentioned, you want to be ready when Yahushua return. You want to be accounted as one of those wise virgins. Okay, in that parable, the five wise and the five foolish. Okay, you want to be ready when Yahushua returns. You want to have the proper garment. Okay, you don't want to be as a fool that took this grace period for granted. Okay, because as it says, in the day of the Lord, there's going to be gnashing and wailing. Okay, there's going to be a lot of gnashing of teeth and wailing. Okay, okay, because people are not going to be ready, just as in the day of Noah. Okay, when these people were screaming to get in the ark. Okay, people were screaming, crying, begging to get into the ark, but the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai closed the doors of the ark and let them drown in their iniquity, in their unfaithfulness. As it says, the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay, but that all goes into us paying attention to the times, paying attention to prophecy. Okay, so again, it says here, in Ezekiel 21, Ezekiel 21 and 8. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should then so like it is sharpened that it make that to make us. I'll read that again. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Again, that's the question. The sword, okay, Isa Edom is coming down with is coming down with great wrath. We're seeing the prelude of Isa Edom being a demon, being the demon that he really is. Okay, giving ICE, by Trump giving ICE the 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 authority to put people to death if they get in the way of them doing their job. Okay, I believe they just put another person to death in Minnesota. People are rioting. Okay, that's gonna cause great sedition. Okay, Egyptians are gonna fight against Egyptians. Okay, so people are mad. People are angry. Okay, on both sides. Okay, so, and this is just for deportation. This is just for the question of illegal immigrant, quote unquote. Okay, but imagine now when Isa Edom wants to put in place his new world order, when he wants people to get microchipped. Okay, when he wants to set up the beast system. Okay, now it's green light on his agents to put anyone to death who doesn't want to submit. Okay, it's not gonna be it's gonna be shoot on sight, basically. Okay, people are gonna drop like flies, and then at one point people are gonna submit because they're gonna realize, yo, these guys are demons. Okay, so the people that don't have faith, people that don't seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, they're gonna submit because they're gonna fear Esau rather than to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, but then again, should we then make mirth? That's the question. If you measure the times, okay, if you pay attention to what's happening, if you're seeing that all these events it signify the return of Yahushua, is it the time to party and be in a jovial spirit, in the sense of uh, wanting to party and have a good time in under the sun. Okay, no, that's not the time. We're coming into a time where you're gonna have to be a pilgrim on the earth. We're coming into serious times. Okay, we're not in times of playing games or being happy-go-lucky. Okay, being the Pillsbury cookie dough monster. No, man. Okay, this is serious times that we're coming into. The time of where it's life or death. Okay, you see. Should we then make mirth? This is not the time to party, man. Okay, so there's serious times that we're coming into, man. Okay, because again, I can definitely tell you that people in Minnesota are not in the mirth spirit right now, man. They're not in the mirthing spirit. So we already have to have that mindset that anytime, anywhere that could happen, tribulation and evils can happen unto us. We have to lock in, man. Okay, we have to be able to lock in. Okay, so it says here, shall we then make mirth? It contented the rod of my son as every tree, and he had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give into the hands of the slayer. Okay, so this is the time that we're coming into, man. And the Lord is giving that sword to the slayer, meaning what? He wants to have a whole the Lord is gonna put it in the spirit of Isa Edom to put people to deletion. Okay, so you have to have your eyes open, and you can't be like walking in darkness like a fool, man. You have to know what's going on. You have to know your surroundings, what's going on in your city. Okay, and pay attention to the times, man. Pay attention to what's to your goings. Okay, and trust in Yahweh Bashim Yashai. That's the most important. Trust in Yahweh Bashim Yashai, but also don't tempt the Lord, man. Okay, this is not the time to be playing a superhero, man. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Pay attention to the times, because we're coming into serious times. All right. Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next lesson, shalom.